It's very interesting. Human beings in general are egoistic enough to believe that their own stories are eternally fascinating and unique. And I'm guessing I went through the same thing myself for a long time, thinking that nobody else had a story like this. However, looking back, and this is in hindsight, I can see a very clear thread that has been running through my own learning and development. Design, for instance, my undergraduate degree was in design. So when I got into NID, it gave me an opportunity to really explore my own imaginative and creative faculties. This was enormously valuable. I found that I did have an inkling towards being creative, and I found ways to express myself that had not been actually open to me. The second thing that I really learned at NID was, and there were a couple of faculty members who were very conscious of what they call the design process or design methodology. This, very simply, is a mechanism or a systematic approach towards problem solving. Today, I find that exposure at such an early age enormously useful, because conflict resolution, the work I do now, is essentially an attempt at solving some of the most difficult and possibly intractable conflicts in society. And the problem solving foundation that I had at NID definitely helped me in some ways. It struck me that I was really most comfortable in the world of ideas and the world of people, rather than working with, in those days, paper and color or pens or brushes or whatever. And I felt this even more so when computers came into play, and I realized this is not my medium. Again, I really enjoy working with people and ideas, and that's really what I consider to be my canvas. And when I visited the US in '95 and discovered that there was this entire field of critical and creative thinking, I was captivated. I said, this seems to make perfect sense, because in a way it encompasses everything that has to do with the mind and thought, which is analytical thinking as well as imagination. I had not imagined in my wildest dreams that there was such a field as critical and creative thinking, even though I had been dabbling in it for, by that time, almost 6 years. I was self-taught in a very crude way. I happened to get admission in it. I got a part scholarship, and that experience was extraordinarily useful, because it gave me the theoretical foundation for working with both what is loosely called the left brain and the right brain. And I was able to also understand the immense complexity, not just of the brain, but of the thinking process itself, and the extraordinary landmines and pitfalls that beset anyone or confront anyone who actually tries to think well. It also taught me that sloppy thinking or bad thinking was rampant, and most of humanity, most of the time, cannot think well. And today neuroscience, in the past 5 to 10 years, has pretty much established how biased and prejudiced and emotionally driven all of us are. It's the nature of the brain to be reactive. It's the nature of the brain to respond in extraordinarily self-referential and biased ways.